Hello everybody and welcome back to the early access version of Farming Simulator 25. So I'm delighted to be able to share this with you today. We're going to be experiencing Farming Simulator 25 for the second time actually, because I have already done episode number 1. But we're going to get straight into it and it's going to be very interesting to see what we can get up to today. So I'm actually hoping in the spring to do long grain rice. This is actually the rice which you harvest with the combine harvester, not the Ezeki rice harvester. So it's done slightly differently. With the standard rice, we would flood the field, we'd get saplings from the greenhouse and we'd plant them straight into the water. With the long grain rice, we'd basically just cultivate the field, as I have done. We drill it with a tractor, and then we fertilise and then flood it afterwards. So a little bit different, and that is actually what we're going to be doing in the spring. But at the moment, it is only August. So really we want to be utilising the rest of the summer. Oh, I'm pressing the wrong keys here. I got the torch out. Yes, so we have £269,000. Some of this was from our initial rice harvest from these fields here. We did alright out of it, but I don't think they were fertilised. I do have an intention of buying another field today, and my eyes were drawn to this one. Not because it's been completely neglected by the current owner. As you can see, it's full of weeds. It's more because it's very local to our farm, and also because it is a new crop type. This one is a field of green beans. It's not quite ready to harvest, but it will be in September. So I think we're going to purchase this straight away. Then we can see how much money we've got left over. It's about 5.5 acres, I believe. Let's just have a quick look here. If we go on to the farmland tab, we can click on it. Yes, it's 5.1 acres and it's £131,000. So, yeah, land is expensive and there's no two ways about it. So we're just going to have to pay it. That's why we did start off with a little bit more money than in 22. So there we go. We have expanded our farm. We now own this field. This can be harvested once we've rested in the morning. We are currently set to 1 day per month and I don't really have any intention of changing that. I think it does work quite well. We are going to have to do some cultivating whilst we wait, because we can't waste the days. We definitely can't be wasting them. So we're going to attach this to the cultivator. We'll cultivate the rice fields, which we did in the previous episode. Technically I harvested 3, but they're considered 2. So that's a little different. There's a drop between these two here. And before we do this, what we really need to do is make sure we do not miss out on a very good deal. There is a Merlot in the sale which is 47% off. There's also an Amazon spreader. The spreader is tempting because we do need to spread fertilizer, but this one does not have the capability of spreading lime, and we really do need to spread lime to basically just correct the pH of the soil. And yeah, because it doesn't have that feature, I'm sort of going to hold off buying that at the moment. But we do need to get a spreader at some point very, very soon. Right, I'm not going to have a plate, I don't think, on this one. We can also choose from different wheel brands. So there's Trelleborg, Michelin, Continental, BKT, Vredestein, and back to the beginning. There's also within each one some different tread patterns. So I don't actually know which one I want to go for. The selection is quite great there. Actually, I quite like that one. I do like that one. Yes, I think we'll probably go with that. It doesn't cost any extra, I don't think. It's 170 horsepower and it's 24 miles per hour, the maximum speed. So that's not a bad buy. But already we're down to £59,000. I'm not too sure how much a spreader which can do lime would be. I'm just trying to familiarise myself with the new store layout. Ah, look, there's an old one. A really, really cheap, small, old spreader. Very good for those vintage farms and the vintage Let's Plays that I do as well. But no, that one doesn't do lime either. So it would have to be this one here. And that is going to consume nearly all of our money. Crikey. Because we'd have to go with the 6 metre spreading unit as well. And that's pushing it to 53,000. That's before we buy seed and stuff like that. I think we're going to have to add the spreading unit further down the line. Although with lime, it's really slow if you don't add it. Okay, let's just go for it. Let's just buy it. Good. So I've just basically used all of our money. we do have now some stuff at the store. I'm wondering if we can tow that back with the Merlot. Obviously, we're not going to use it on the Merlot. I think we can, because the Merlot is the most tractor-like telehandler you can buy. So I'm very hopeful it will fit. Indeed. And yes, we don't yet have a pallet fork for this either, and we don't have the lime for it. We'll probably have to hold off on the pallet fork. Probably, although I say this all the time. It's whatever we need. If we need it, we have to get it. That's the thing. We wouldn't just buy it because we fancy it. It's because we need it. So, well, lime is $4.50. We're going to need lime. How many bags would that be? Let's go with 6. And that is before we buy seed and fertilizer. I'm actually just rapid filling this, but what I really should be doing is loading it with the telehandler, because that is the realistic thing to do. What a terrible position. Yes, I've spent so much money that we don't have the money to buy a pallet fork. But tomorrow, we can harvest the beans. And once we've harvested the beans, we'll have more money coming in. So, it's a very short-term issue. And to be honest, I'll probably keep this here until we have harvested the beans, because then we can just use the money to buy the pallet fork. But that's almost full. In the future, when we have more money, we can add extensions to this spreader, so we can hold more lime and more fertilizer. But it is lime which is the big thing, which it's very bulky. But here we go, yes, just tabbing back to the farm. This is all very quick fire, isn't it? We've spent nearly all of our money in just the first few minutes of episode 2. I did know this was going to happen. I was actually planning on this in episode number 1. And the cultivator which we start off with is not a bad size, and the tractor's a decent size too. So we can rip up these fields very quickly. These are actually already paddy fields. We've got the water pump there. We're just going to do it a slightly different way, because we're not going to put the saplings from the greenhouse into here. Although we might do it with one field, but I'm definitely doing long grain rice in 2 of these fields. Every single field is now ready for drilling next year. So yeah, we're going to have to wait for that. But in the meantime, we can certainly find plenty of jobs to do. And in fact, something which we're going to be doing today, definitely, is buying a water tanker, because we need to get the water into the mushroom greenhouse for the enoki mushrooms and the oyster mushrooms. Also, at some point, we will be building a shed. That's going to be very important for this farm. I'm not too sure what this building here actually is, but I know we've only just inherited the farm, but I'm ready to demolish it. I don't know if I can do, though, because it's got a electricity wire going to it. Let me just quickly check, because I would love to put a shed there instead. Oh, I can. Oh, it is a farm barn, okay. I'm not too sure. I don't think I can go in it. I'm pretty sure that that is just for decoration. Then again, I might be wrong. Oops. No, I think it is just for decoration. So I'm very, very tempted just to demolish it. And actually, we'll get £4,000 for doing so. That must be for the scrap metal or whatever that's in there. That would give us more space to build a shed for machinery. But I won't rush into it, because we don't yet have the materials to build the new shed, but we'll be doing that very, very soon. Okay, so it's getting a bit dull. Dusk is upon us. I think we'll probably go and rest. Although, before we do, let's check out the nighttime lighting. If I just increase the rate of time to 360, and you can still see the sun comes and goes through the breaks in the cloud. It's a fairly quiet road as well, this. Of course, when we get some rain, we'll get to see the different wet textures. Like the road gets wet and you can see the splashes from the rain. Looking forward to seeing that. And I'm guessing the fields get muddier too. Stars. There are stars in the night sky. It's a miracle. I've been wanting this for so long, and it should look quite beautiful. I am hoping. Although, does it ever get properly dark? It's still quite bright. It's a big moon, I suppose. A very big moon. Full moon. So no, with it being a full moon, it's never going to be super dark. But I guess we don't want it too dark. It makes it more difficult to play. So there we go, midnight. Oh, that is quite beautiful. I like the moon. I'm going to zoom in on it. If I change field of view to about, let's just see here. Whoops. If I just change that to 5, we should get a really good zoom in. It's quite highly detailed, that. That looks good. That looks good. Well, you can rely on me to look at things like the moon. Let's just increase the rate of time. If I put the moon like there, in the corner, let's see the moon move. So it tracks across the sky. Oh, if you go too fast, it really does get a move on. You see, well, I love space, so we've moved away from farming. We're into the space theme now. But no, that is very nice. Right, okay, so let's just turn off that field of view. -1. There we go. I've still got my torch out. And indeed, we will not just stand in the middle of the road sleeping. We'll actually go to the house. I do apologise. Yes, we'll go to the house and we will sleep properly. I think we can go to this house. We obviously inherited it, but, well, Grandpa does live there. And he's gone inside as well at night. Oh, okay, so we can actually now choose a wide range of different times when we can sleep. Like before, you'd have presets of 8 o'clock in the morning or 9 o'clock in the morning to wake up. But now we can go to just, well, we could just have an hour if we wanted to. We could go for 24 hours, pretty much, 23:30. I think, well, we're farmers, so we're going to get it pretty early, aren't we? Let's see the sunrise. Probably a bit too late even for that. 6 a.m. Oh no. Wow, he does get up early. Just to stand here. Hello. Talk to me. You're not talking to me. Oh, I must have upset him. He spoke to me yesterday. Maybe the other chap, is his name Ben over here? I think I called him Ben yesterday. If he's not called Ben, then that's embarrassing.
Stuck?
It is Ben, thank goodness. And I just spoke over him. So, yeah, if you need any help, he is here to help. I'm sure I'll be referring to some of his very helpful comments in the near future. But for now, we sort of know what we're doing. Well, the moon is stuck. Look at that. That's a picture and a half. Yeah, we are definitely before sunrise. Well, that's fine, because we can use this time to check up on the beans that we recently acquired, and we can see if this is harvest day or not. I would be very surprised if it isn't. I've just annoyingly noticed there is rain in the forecast, so we're probably going to have to do this quite quickly. But it isn't a problem, because at the same time we're going to be able to see the wet textures on the machines as well. Are they ready? They are ready. They are ready. So to do this, we will need to rent this beautiful harvester just here. This is the Oxbow green bean harvester, and well, I know I didn't really take into account the money which is required to rent this, but I'm sure we'll make a good profit. And really, at this stage, one of the main reasons for this is to experience the new crop types. So I don't actually know how much money we need, because if you press lease and you don't have enough money, it just says you don't have enough money. So we're just going to have to take out a minute loan, which we'll repay as soon as we've done the harvest. Yes, finances. So I'm going to borrow just £5,000 to begin with, and hopefully that is enough. But it is a very expensive machine. It's not enough. Okay. So if we get back into finances, we'll borrow another 5. Yeah, I really have thrown myself in at the deep end here. Good grief, how expensive is it? I've got £22,000 and it's not enough money. Okay. Well, I hope 27 is going to cover it. I really do. Oh dear. Yes, it's enough. It's £25,000 to rent the green bean harvester plus daily and hourly fees. Right, well, let's hope this is worth it. Yeah, I didn't think it'd be quite so expensive. But anyway, we get to experience the Oxbow BP2140E, the green bean harvester. And we're over at the store. So I need to figure out exactly how to get to the farm. It's quite simple. Drop down here and go down there. So yeah, nice and easy. Let's put the beacons on. We certainly spent some money today, but I'm very, very confident that all is going to be well, because we now do have the extra field, the extra 5 acres, and, well, our grand total of field numbers will be probably 5, would it be? So, yeah, we'll have 5 fields to harvest next year. Yeah, look at that low fog. Very, very shallow fog. So we're going right, just up here. This is our turning. 27 miles per hour seems to be this machine's top speed, although I seem to be maxing out at 17. It does say 27 for cruise control. Let me just check that. No, okay. Unless we do have different gears, but I didn't think we did, no. Okay, so it's 17. I remember on FS22 when I started my first series on there, I did take some time to succeed, and I probably did make some unwise choices early on. Maybe this is one of those unwise choices, but in the end we ended with millions and millions of pounds, so I regret nothing. Okay, right, let's unfold the harvester. It's not a bad sized field. It'll be good when the fog lifts, because obviously we'll be able to see the crop a bit more. Very, very shallow, it's very damp. But I guess for beans, this dampness doesn't really matter. If only the previous owner had looked after the crop. All these weeds growing, I'm sure they haven't fertilised it either. It wouldn't surprise me. But there we go, we're harvesting green beans. We can turn the beacons off. Well, we're harvesting green beans and weeds for a little bit of extra nutrition. Boosting the nutritional value. Delicious. Well, I'm hoping the harvester will separate those out. I'm sure it will do. But have I just made a big mistake? Let's find out. Had I known it was going to be £25,000 to rent the machine, yeah, I probably wouldn't have done this. I think I would have just done the contract and then purchased the field afterwards. But there you go. You live and learn. So here I am on GPS using the new GPS feature. I did try and do the headland myself, but as you can see, I've made a bit of a mess, so I probably shouldn't have even attempted to do that. Of course, with the new GPS feature, we can set headlands and the number of laps you want to do around a headland as well. Yeah, and to do that, what you do is you'd hold Shift and H, and it opens up the menu. So that's AI worker settings and steering assist. You can see the different number of headlands here, and it reflects it on the map as well, so you can see what it's going to do, which I really do like. And yeah, you've got your working width, which is just set to auto, because that is what the header is automatically set to. That is our width. Working direction is automatic. Side offset, auto. I probably won't need to touch many of these anyway, for most jobs, but it's nice that the feature is there. I guess for foraging, you might have to have a bit of an offset, potentially, depending on what you're doing. Right, okay, so here we go, back onto GPS. Oh, just need to make sure I don't lift the header when I'm trying to go into the crop. So at this stage we have covered quite a decent chunk of the field. We're over 50% full, and we have 7,800 litres in the tank of green beans. You can see they're being thrown into there. It's like a peppering of beans. It's very nice. We've still got some very shallow fog over there as well. It's weird, we go in and out of the fog. Sort of a surreal feeling when you're in there, and it does show up in the lights as well. Anyway, I was going to say, I've got 8,000 litres of green beans now. Is that good? Is that a loss? I think we're going to profit. I've just checked the price. We can get currently 2,252 at Harbour Grain Elevator. The price will go up a little bit potentially in October, but it's still very good at the moment in September. So I think by the time we've finished this field, we've got everything, we've got all the beans harvested, I think we're going to profit. And yeah, you could say, was it worth it? And I'd probably say no. But let's just find out first. Let's just see how well we're actually going to do. I think we want to just see how many beans we have first. Also, we are not going to be full by the time we end the field. It's all going to fit into this machine, which is amazing. It really is amazing. But obviously the previous owner just neglected the crop. And once we've done this, once we've sold this, we'll repay the loan. Or we might, I don't know, shall we repay it? We'll see. We'll just see where we stand. But we do need to get a water tanker. It is essential. We need to get that greenhouse, the mushroom greenhouse, underway. The mushroom production. The enoki and the oyster mushrooms are sat there producing no money for us when they could be, if they just had a bit of moisture. I'm tempted to unload, even though I know it's all going to fit. It's definitely all going to fit. I'm tempted to unload because I want to see what it looks like whilst we unload. So I'll just get going here, and I'll go and get the lorry. Oh yeah, and touching the steering wheel does cancel GPS, as I've just found out. Let me just demonstrate that again. Yep, it does. It cancels it. Just like in a real machine. So the hopper tips up this way, towards the left. So we do have to position the lorry here. We can't put it on that side. So yeah, just going to do this. It doesn't matter that the harvester isn't full. And I don't even know what the capacity is of this. Maybe it's going to fill it. It probably will fill it. It's clearly quite a bulky crop. So if we put this about here, hopefully it doesn't demolish everything. It's a little bit close. But we'll see. We'll see what it does. Here goes. It does look bigger, doesn't it, than the truck we're putting it into. And I do hope I'm not too far away. Oh, I am a little. Well, there we go. Yeah, good job I unloaded. We've got several loads to do. Didn't all fit into this, which is not really surprising. But it makes it look like a good harvest at least. So we'll just put that there. We'll sell that very, very soon. I will just finish the harvest. And then we can do things like getting the lime spreader back. And we can do the mushrooms. We might have to do the lime spreading in episode 3 now. We will see. Obviously, the green bean harvest has taken quite a bit of time. But it's only a small header, so it's hardly surprising. This wraps up our green bean harvest. I think we've done alright. Certainly not made a loss. We can't have made a loss. So yeah, I think the moral of the story here is if you want to do green beans, you want to really own the harvester, I would say. Although this field, as we already know, was not looked after. It wasn't very productive. So that's immediately really cutting into profits. So we're going to have to head off with the truck, because obviously that's full. We'll get that sold and we'll come back for the rest of this. Rain is coming at some point. I need to check the forecast. There we go. Harvest complete. Yeah, the forecast. It's been integrated into the calendar map. Oh, it's just a shower at midday. 12 o'clock. So that shouldn't be an issue at all. So let me locate our sell point. Harbour Grain Elevator, which I believe is the best price. It is indeed. We'll tag it. Should give us a red marker. I think I've been in that area before. I must have been. Oh, it's even closer to the place we went to. I think we went to there before. The canning factory. Yeah, Harbour Grain Elevator. Literally just down the road. And I do want to show off more of this map. I was meaning to do that. But obviously got distracted. And we've got lots to do. We've got so much work to do. I think what I'll do is I'll fly up into the air. We'll just pretend we have a drone. So when we get to the port, I will send the drone up. We'll put it that way. That's the most convincing way of getting around it. It'd be nice to explore the town as well. Is that the right way to go? No, it's this one, isn't it? It's raining. It's raining now. Okay. So the forecast was wrong, or I read it wrong or something. I think it was wrong. I'm pretty certain. It's moved, isn't it? 11 o'clock. Okay, so we're going over here. There is our sell point. Let's watch the money. This is obviously the big load. The next one is not going to be a full load, but it's still going to be quite good. $17,134. Yeah, it's not bad, is it? It's really not that bad. But there are more profitable crops. Right, I'm going to pull over. Just going to go over here. We'll send the drone up in the rain. Yeah, if we go on flight, we can fly up. So this is what the map looks like from higher up. Our farm is over there, in the trees, in the fog. We do have some very big open fields over here, which we'll be buying at some point. I'll be buying all these. It's going to be a mega series. But yeah, look at it. All the neons and all the screens and everything. Soy Story 2. I saw it. I saw that. Oh, I'm flying too fast. You're making me crazy. There's some good ones. Stream now. Hats. It's a riveting show. Soy Story 2. Ah, love it. Silos and shenanigans. Good soup. You cannot farm better but longer. Yeah, so we'll have to drive these streets when we have a bit more time. Noodles! I love noodles. I really love noodles. Star Trekker. Yeah, Star Tractor. Yeah, a lot of effort's been put into this actually, a lot of detailing. Beautiful cabbages. Make it your cabbage. From my cabbage farm. The Farm Father. Available now on DVD. 2.5 hours of thrilling entertainment. I could go on forever. Bean Dreamin'. Live in concert. We just harvested beans. Pan's cakes. Flying Fox. Music stall. Scoop Haven. Moving along. The full collection of Star Trekker. Farm long and prosper. With Superstar Track McTractor. Oh, that's one you don't want to miss. That's for sure. All this commentary is making me hungry and thirsty. Let's have some of this. Actually, can we can't interact with it, can we? I would love to use the vending machine. I'm tempted to keep going, but we do need to get those beans sold. But look at the road. The road is all puddly. And oh, those reflections are beautiful. That's nice. Good soup. Okay, well, let's get back to the lorry because we want to see the water, the wet textures on here. Hopefully when we get driving. Don't know if I've got... I do have my graphics set to ultra, so we should be seeing everything that there is, I think. Certainly the ground is very wet. It actually looks wet. It looks properly wet. Yeah, we seriously need to unload that machine and get them sold. Whoops. Sorry. Hang on, that wasn't my fault. Why am I apologising? I suppose I was speeding. Right, back to the field. Let's not get stuck. Although it's only been raining for about 2 minutes, so it's not going to be too wet. I do have a habit of moving too close, don't I? Let's just stop. Let's just stop that. That looks too bad. Yeah, we do not want to be tipping it on the floor. That's better. Yeah, ground food is not great when it's been on the ground. And that's it. So we will return. I think we can return it. Well, I can certainly return it from the map view. Return. We don't want to incur the hourly fee. So yes, let's get back. It looks like the rain is probably slowing down a bit. I can see the sunshine again. Let's take these 4,380 litres over to the sell point. I don't know if I was speeding actually, before when I had a near miss. I blame the other lunatic. We're both lunatics, but that was an even bigger lunatic. Driving like a maniac. We have beans. Right, so we've got enough money to repay the loan in full. This is good news. I don't know how much money we'll have left over afterwards, but it does need to be repaid, really. I don't particularly want it. Alright, all repaid. We have 4,424. Okay, so that's... yeah. Yeah, we need to have 5,000 then. We'll have 5,000. Because the water tanker is 5,000 and something. I've just realised my lime is getting wet. I don't think it has an impact on it, but it is getting wet. Once the rain has stopped, in the next episode we'll get going with the lime spreading and the cultivating in this field here, the bean field, because it is September. We need to put all of, well, some of the crops in for next year. Some of them will be spring crops, like the rice and spinach and stuff like that, but others will be winter crops, and they'll need to go in right now. Okay, here we are, we're back. So I think, instead of bringing the lime spreader home with the Merlot, if it fits to it, we'll bring the water tank back, which it calls in this game a barrel. Yes, the barrel. So let's buy that. We will be leasing some stuff, I think, but we're not going to be going crazy with leasing. The main reason why is because, obviously, there's no resale value at all. So, yeah, you get the benefit of using the machine, but then, really, that's it. There's no return from it at all, except for the crop, which you can produce by using that machine. Right, I need water. I desperately need water. We've definitely got water around. I'm not too sure where the best place is for water. Maybe there's a water fill point. Oh yeah, we do start off with honey, with bees as well. So that's good. Although I haven't seen any honey pallets. Maybe I need to get the spawn point for them. Okay, so we need to locate water. We will likely end up getting a water placeable. We might already have one. But as we're here, I've just found this little stream. I've just filled it up from that, and I've also just made the wheels extremely muddy. Ah, look at that. They're caked. Let's clean them. Yes, I don't think it's a good idea to clean muddy tractor wheels on the road. But obviously in this game it's not an issue. Alright, let's get back to the farm. We'll see what the tyres look like when we get home. They're already looking cleaner. The mud is coming out. Wow, look at that fog. It just gets stuck in some of the valleys, little valleys. All the low areas. Right, so I have stayed on the road the entire time. I've not done any off-roading. So these wheels are cleaning very nicely. We are going to finish this episode by just getting the greenhouse of mushrooms going. And then it'll be on to episode number 3, which will be coming out very, very soon. In fact, by the time you watch this video, it might be out. Possibly. It's only going to be a few hours after this one, so yeah, keep an eye out for that. And if you haven't done so already, please do remember to subscribe for the latest videos. And if you like the video, please do like the video. Always very much appreciated. That's the spawn point for mushrooms. Looks like the water fill point is at the back. Let's just check the tyres before we go off-road again. Yeah, they've cleaned up very well. Right, okay. Dumping water. And I don't know if I have to activate that production. I probably do. But they've taken it all. Productions. Right, so it is a medium mushroom greenhouse. We have enoki, we've got oyster mushrooms. I'm going to activate, well, both, I guess. Automatically activated, wonderful. We've got space for more water, another full tank, so we'll do that next time. But it has started. We are producing mushrooms, and they are storing. They're set to storing. We can change that to distributing or just sell. But no, I'm going to store them for the best price. You can see the wet mudguard. See the water on here. But anyway, there we go. Thank you so much for watching, everybody. Hopefully you've enjoyed the episode. And until next time, see you again very soon. Bye for now.